They're all perfectly fine to talk to me before the Monokuma thing. Okay, alright, who else is around? Biolab for Toko. Garden for Hiro. Okay. No one's in the gym. Anyone in the pool? No. Where's Kyoko? She sort of disappeared. Suspiciously. He's not in the picture. I'd assume he's the one who took it. Ah, yeah, fair. Wouldn't you just set like a timer or something? I guess you'd need to like set it up on a tripod to do that. Hiro, talk to me. What's going on, dude? There you are. Hey, Hiro! Kodo! What's going on with you? Every time I see you, you freak out like that. No, Oh! Sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. To where? Once again, he ran off like a terrified rabbit. Hiro, what is wrong? I still wasn't able to talk to him about the notebook I'd found. It was like he was avoiding me. Like he was afraid of me. Why? This is getting ridiculous. I mean, Toko's a literal mass murderer. Serial killer, technically. Surely she would be afraid of me. I decided to visit the biolab one more time. The first thing I saw when I got there was her passed out again. Toko! Oh, she was investigating a cadaver. Let's see if she's safe first. Toko, are you okay? No. She's not dead, is she? Oh, thank goodness. It's cold. It's super cold. It's so cold. I think I might catch colds. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will.
I see.
What? I was asleep? Oh, I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me getting all excited, weren't you? She survived an explosion point blank. I think she's fine. That's fair. No, I wasn't. Oh, then what? Hot and bothered, straight up horny? Okay, so why did you pass out? I know, last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What'd you do to Miss Morose? Oh, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo bazinga! We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. And don't you say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. So let's just assume for a moment that we were all here at the school. Or maybe not, it might not even be we. Maybe it was just everyone else and I was a late addition. Alright, let's just assume for a second that they were all here at the school for a period of time, just normally. Then the end of the world happens and they say, okay, well, we're gonna lock you away here. And I don't know, to make, for some reason we wipe your memories too. Don't quite know why that happens. Jill remembers, maybe. Does Jill remember the before times and just hasn't told us? So it's like double the memory. No, it's more like half. Genocide Jack's memory. He totally remembers the before times. What I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me now or I slit your throat. I don't know. I'm sure Byaku's around somewhere doing his own investigating.
Yes.
By himself? I assume so. I knew it. I totally knew it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely he must be right now. Joker shot off, her eerie laughter echoing behind her. I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, there's no point in asking Genocide Jack. No, she is exactly who you need to ask. Think, Makoto, think! Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? There's gotta be some reason for it. Oh, look, a cadaver. Wow. The fridge, it's open. But I'm pretty sure we're all shut tight they were all shut tight last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
You know, it's always such a great feeling when you predict the question mark before they actually show up. She faints so easily. Kyoko!
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay? Thank goodness you're not running away from me.
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen.
About this room. Oh yeah, it's... Oh, do we have Kyoko here so we can actually look at the dead bodies? Good.
It would seem...
It's a morgue. Yeah.
I knew it.
I suspected as much. And Toka must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there. And well, there you have it. You knew she'd fainted?
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear.
It would seem...
I imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened the slot there... That's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why's everything gotta be so difficult with her? Anyway, we should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Let me handle this. You don't want to examine it first. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched. But suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Mukuro's body is in here. Exactly. Mukuro's corpse? Mukuro's body's inside the fridge?
I see.
Just like every other time the mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The mastermind did it. Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So...
You're right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time, and I'm going to grab the mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. Just wait over there? That's it? Okay, fine. I'm just waiting over here. Figured it out yet? I should ask Kyoko about that group photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I want to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier. You mean the one about the hints or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. It's fair. I can solve this mystery on my own without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. Still, if you going into it knowing he's trying to misdirect, could help you, actually, if you then realize, okay, he's doing this, trying to get us to think this, which then actually means this, because the only reason he'd do this is because he's trying to hide that. Right? I wish I could go back and do the same thing. But what's done is done, I guess. Standing here, looking at her. I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the mastermind forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. Shows the body going. It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't do it. I can't look inside. Have you done the body yet? Or examined it yet? I'd already asked her at the group photo, apparently. Anything else I should look at while she's doing this?
Because...
I've already looked through this instruction manual. More importantly, should I just leave the room? On the left side of the refrigerator, a bunch of blue lights are on. But these ones aren't.
It would seem
the blue light comes on when a slot is occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around, the number of lights that are on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9? 9 lights? The lights have been updated. There we go. Finished yet? Okay, apparently not.
because...
Guess I could look at the tarps again. Man, these tarps are really made of tarp, aren't they? You know, I think I've seen a tarp like this somewhere before. Ah, it's someone I found in the garden tool shed. If you remember that tarp, it had a stamp on it that said Biolab. And that's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, someone got it from the Biolab and took it over there. Tarp has been updated. Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Jeez, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anyone can do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report brief. So, did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood. It seems highly likely that the stomach wound and the blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Both? Interesting. Really? Red tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Oh, it was the other wounds. Several wounds. I'm trying to think of the students here. Who would fit that description? Female. Is it Junko's corpse? The nails. The several wounds. She got like skewered from like every angle. That would make a lot of sense, actually. The only other option is those other wounds. And Spino said they were old.
Is that right?
Where does it say they're old? Huh?
Because...
All the Monokuma file says is that they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Mukuro's still... Oh yeah, Mukuro is definitely still alive. For sure. Well, the difference is immense considering the impression they give.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However...
But that doesn't quite follow logically. old wounds, it makes it sound like they've been there forever, like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds are at least a few days old, then there's no way they could have had anything to do with this.
So then...
But what if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
At the very least...
Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many?
Right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words...
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. I think I've been pretty good myself. I mean, Chad would back me up on that, right? On some of these cases, I've been real good at. The case 3 in particular, I did a real good job with. I think I'm pretty proud of how that went. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future. You have a code on the other hand.
Hey.
So if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. This is gonna sound weird. Do you know her measurements? Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier, when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight.
So...
5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. Vitals are 31, 22, 32. Did I get all that right? I need to double check the documents. You remembered all that? They're indeed consistent with the corpse. Is there anyone else who has the same measurements? So then...
Indeed.
And don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. It's absolutely no mistake. Right, the tattoo does throw a wrench into this. Unless someone else was associated with them. Which actually, if there are multiple despairs... If Mukuro was associated with the Despair organization and Fenrir, it's not a huge stretch to think other people associated with Despair could also be associated with Fenrir. It was on her hand, right? Hold on. Not truth bullets. Port card. Does anyone else wear gloves? Consistently. I don't really think so. I obviously can't tell from these pictures. I mean, it could be like a faked tattoo in theory. I'm not sure how easily we could tell the difference. Or, I mean, there's no reason, if you're artistic enough, there's no reason you can't tattoo a corpse. And if... So that isn't conclusive necessarily.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case is without a doubt Mukuro Ikusaba. Are we certain of that? We really sure? Because someone who's supposed to be dead isn't. And I think it's more likely that it's Mukuro. Though it could be the other way around. It could be that someone who we thought was dead previously is still alive and actually legitimately used Mukuro's body. That's possible too. Mukuro Ikusaba's profile has been updated in the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
And?
Is that all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so. The nails, though, don't really strike... Granted, we never knew Mukuro, so who knows? Maybe she was really grown when it came to her fingernails. But just based on her bio, I don't... That seems odd. That seems like an odd detail. the fingernails.
So then,
And it looks like we have no further business with Mikuro's body. Now, the issue with the idea of, like, maybe tattooed a corpse is where the heck would you get the resources to do that? There's not a tattoo parlor here. And maybe you could fashion something out of, like, the art room, maybe. But even then, I don't know. As he's going, it's kind of chilly in here. Oh, wait, are we not gonna put the body back? Or do you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
why?
Sad. Do you forget she was our enemy once? Part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey,
You ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still. You really are naive, you know that. It's really quite appalling. Not appealing, appalling. The exact opposite, actually. But she could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. So something like that, what does it mean to be naive?
so then,
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Oh, hold on. So one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. The notepad. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. If I don't do it now... Okay, Kyoko. What aren't you telling? What are you hiding? Hey, Kyoko. I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
what?
Go ahead then, out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
What? So,
What do you mean? Well, you know those lockers on the second floor of the dorms?
indeed.
I do, yes. But to get into any of the lockers, you need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And?
So, did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook. And after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that? See, what I should have done here, actually, before I pulled this on her, I should have gotten a sample of her handwriting before I made her suspicious. To confirm. But oh well.
Because,
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense. But there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster. About your father.
what? If that's true,
Could that mean that video is real too? Video? What video are you talking of? Video?
Makoto,
God, I think everything is finally starting to fit together to a real cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about?
I
need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own two eyes. Oh, let me give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can...
so,
Won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Your locker?
Makoto,
Watch this. It'll all make sense. A DVD. Class 7-8 urgent interviews. And it says Class 78 urgent interviews.
so,
Found in that hidden room after you left.
anyway,
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. Okay, hold on. Oh no, this is bad for me. Something, I'm getting the suspicion I'm probably going to have to remember all of the voices I've done. Okay. In a second, so here we go. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. I understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. None of this makes sense right now. But I guess that means there's some important clue in this DVD. Interview DVD has been added to the Truth Bolt section.
Makoto.
Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble? I wasn't rambling. That was a pointed accusation.
In other words,
So as it turns out, the arrangements I'd made didn't stick. What? What I mean is I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. Like about your father? Talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life. And all because of the mastermind.
however,
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there is no room in my heart for forgiveness.
I
Swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burned with the fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
why?
So why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She had a small laugh as she said it. But her smile was filled with sorrow.
Whew.
So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
But keep this in mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering. Whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then,
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I'd better get going myself. I got that DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth. But no matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world. I can't afford to lose. The area of cars. What of cars? Has this night lasted a long time? I mean, I'd like almost 4 hours. That's not unrealistic. Or I guess it would include the, no, well, I'm saying the in-game night just lasted, like, when did the in-game night start? Because Mukuro was killed, we found Mukuro in the afternoon. So most of that chapter took place during the day, I think. So it's really just this chapter, for the most part, which has gone on for like 4 hours. I'm actually not sure what I'm gonna do for the stream today, because on the one hand, like I said, normally we do half a chapter. This one's kind of weird because we just went straight into like danger zone. And I'm assuming the class trial is probably gonna start within like 30 minutes, maybe even sooner. But the class trials generally take like hour and a half, 2 hours. So if I save just the class trial for next stream, it's gonna be a really short stream. Just my judgments. Tries like 2 hours, yeah. So, hold on, did I go? There it is, AV room. Alright, let's watch this. This should be able to play DVDs just fine. Well then, I'd better take a look. I took the DVD Kyoka gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on screen. Additionally, I guess there is also the gameplay concern of if I wait a week between doing the investigation and doing the trial, I'm going to forget a lot of the intricacies of the case. That's also worth considering. Because normally it's split of like, we do just, the slice of life stuff, and then investigation trial. Not sure investigation trial is actually a good idea for me actually being successful here. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then, all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka? Took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long. And there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of the man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute.
Contract?
It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
She's not getting voice acting? Okay, Sayaka voice. You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of your life in the school? I accept. What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this.
She was terrified of the concept when we met her.
Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
As if on cue, that's where the video cut off. Monto's voice actor, really. There was a lot I hadn't understood up till now. But this, only this. I simply couldn't comprehend what I'd heard. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad, she tried to frame me for murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, the video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. Pretty shoddy editing here, honestly. My eyes darted back to the screen. And if I was confused before, I saw Nex pushing right over the edge. Huh? It's me! What I saw was me. Impossibly, undeniably me.
So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But I, the I in the here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk to him like this.
Now, shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
This can't be real. I said yes?
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. Byakuya. Toko. Ina. Everyone. They all said they agreed to live in this school forever. And then Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She'd sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father. And when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Huh? Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Oh! Wait, that's cheating! Oopsie, looks like it broke out of service. Well, at least surely Kyoko saw the whole thing, right? We can ask her what it was. What? It just so happened to break just now. Really? Really? You expect me to believe that? You bear out of hell.
Too bad.
Now then, when doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Failure my ass. You cut the power on purpose. Oh, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it'd just be more of the same. He'd ask them the question, they'd just all say yes. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge, exasperated sigh. But as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too. And when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, yet I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. A convenient outcome. Something that seemed to obviously work in favor of the mastermind. You know, as they say, the purpose of a system is what it does, is it not? So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or it's time.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn.
For all of you asking about when nighttime was gonna be over, there you go.
Although that dawn is totally pitch black,
Never mind.
there is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again, because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get
Sequel
started.
dates?
The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.
It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. I guess I'm the first one this time.
Makoto.
Oh, really, Makoto? Well, I mean, I was in the AV room. It is, like, right next door.
Listen.
Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now, at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However,
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like she said... Hey, you willing to talk to me yet? Byakuya! Why does everyone hate me all of a sudden? Byakuya? They arrived one after another. But they were all in the same state of shock. What did I do? Hina! Look, guys, let me just... Can we clarify one thing real quick? We are having... Like, the last trial was declared a mistrial because I didn't do it, right? Like, did we all forget this fact? Hero? Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence. It was a deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
you called for me and so I appeared.
Jill, thank goodness. My one friend in the... Well, second friend after Kyoko in this world. I'm late! Oh, strong silent master is so wonderful, so cool, so hot. My loins are ablaze.
Yes!
Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me.
My
With my scissor sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shiv the master of evil. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, this can be a boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Is everyone here? Oh, and wearing our gloomy Gus faces, I see.
well now.
Okay, well then, let's begin. The final class trial is gonna be slathered in pitch black despair, climaximum sorrow.
That's fine.
You're right, this is the final class trial, and this time it'll be fair. What do you mean this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know. If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square.
Today,
Make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of your tedious drivel. We'll begin the trial already. Sure, let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below. So don't try and run away. Laughing as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever.
In the name of my family.
This will be over in no time. With an inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Hina. Alright, look, Kyoko. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator.
Hey,
They're all acting odd. Look, Kyoko, you'd better have my back this time. Otherwise, we're gonna be right back where we started here. All right? I'm gonna be counting on you this time. Bigly, hugely. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
however,
But you know what that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
however,
Well, you can tell us all about it soon. At the class trial. You're right. I'm ready.
so,
Ready to win, right? Of course. Glad to hear you say that. Then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. I can't even talk to anyone. Man. The social environment here has gone downhill greatly in the last several weeks. I started making my way toward the opening. Step after step toward that gaping maw. I'd resolved that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed my trembling body, and finally on steady legs. I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper. Deeper, deeper, deeper still. Deeper and deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. I closed my eyes, and sight fell away, as is the nature of closing one's eyes. All sound, too, disappeared. That is not the nature of closing one's eyes. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later? I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. This is interesting. This is the final trial site? Yeah, I only just now realized these are all different floors in this complex, aren't they? He's not just redecorating between each trial. These are different floors we're going to. Oh. Yeah. For all my braggadociousness of like, oh, I nailed Kyoko as ultimate detective. Like, the moment I laid eyes on her. Took me till trial 6 to rouse. Oh, wait. These are just different floors, aren't they? Oh well. In an unimportant detail. Except for the fact that it implies a really deep complex. Are all of the windows bolted because we're underground? In a bunker, perhaps? Well, you'd think they wouldn't be bolted, they just wouldn't exist in that case. What do you think? Isn't it just the perfect background for deciding a person's fate? It's the long-awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle! And I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16th seat. Well then, let's begin! Wait, he's